Sundays, yeah, for sure.
That's Saturday morning.
You don't wanna book yourself up.
On Saturday, I can't wear the.
Good to stand it, good. Yeah, come home. They're different.
You going back Monday?
Yeah.
How are you? We're on the seventh today.
No, I'm not even gonna say anything, if y'all are gonna I'm serious.
Oh, we will.
He does.
I don't know, all I know you're talking, yeah, we want to keep that rate up. We'll try to get to it.
Very good.
We have
I don't want to, that's what I had to say, we'll detail it in the box. No, that's one, no, that's one. You only had to tell them, put it out where that's busy. That was the. We got, she can file it all that way, right? Yeah, text him, oh, then you can file it. That's a good solution. I know what I read under thing, it's just. Because that's what it said, 95 words of home.
Okay.
Are we gonna have 7 different ones that we can't use, or one that we all have?
That's for your own record.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I gotta grab, I had 2 items. No problem. Out of there, yeah. Hey, do you want on the agenda, do you need to? I got your email, do you want to just, this is on responding. Okay, we can amend it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I've got notes on the phone.
Okay, so you're good to do that?
I'm kind of good.
That's great. Kind of good is great. Okay, I'm okay for that here, about Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. You good with that?
Well, hey, chief, how you doing? Since you walk in here. Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't change your phone. No, that was primary law. That was our primary law. No. Yeah, I did talk about something. I'm sure I was. Yeah, we
That's how
did.
you got hold of it like that.
That's why we pulled 10-foot calls.
And they just take it. That's fine. You know, like sometimes they make money.
But to me, it really sets the park off.
Oh, my
It's
son's
covered
here
for
today.
it. My whole goal is to feel that all that money runs the same color. Including the benches. I met my goal all the time. I put the benches in there about 5 inches. The wire was closed. Back off the couch. We don't want to mess with it. Let's put it over. That's how that works.
Yeah, I can do that, we can.
I think Art should have done it, but we missed it. It wasn't fixed.
Thank you. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. All stand for pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Present.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here. Here. I would accept the motion to approve the agenda of August 14, 2014 as presented.
I'd like to make the amendment to the agenda and reports. I see Corey Oaksmith here, and I believe he wants to make a presentation at the DDA chair. Corey, is that still correct?
I don't know about presentation, but let's see.
Okay.
Any other amendment?
Here the reports, who can give the report, correct?
The reports?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have reports
reports.
and letter E.
If there's no other amendments, then I'd accept a motion to approve the amended agenda for August 14, 2014.
Make the motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Motion by Bobby, second by Chapman. Any discussion? All in favor? Passed. Accept the motion to approve the minutes for the July 10th, 2014 regular board meeting.
Got a correction on that, too, if you give me a moment here to write that motion.
Yep. We thought you were.
Okay. On the minutes, I'd like to make a correction. And the prepaid bills, that I made the motion and Ms. Batterby seconded that.
Third motion. Motion by Bobby, second by Batterby.
Yes.
Any further changes to the minutes? Then I would accept the motion to approve the minutes as amended for the July 10th, 2014 regular board meeting. Motion by Chapman,
Second.
second by Batterby. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Public comment. Maggie, go first row.
Hi, my name is Maggie Mall, and I have two comments. My first one is concerning representing the planning commission. We had our monthly meeting last night, and we have had monthly meetings scheduled, of which we've canceled many of them because we have no issues before us. Legally, we have to hold 4 meetings a year, so we had a discussion and passed a motion that we would schedule 4 meetings a year, and then would add additional meetings as needed, as issues arose. We are gonna hold them still on the second Tuesday of the month, but we'll hold them in January, March, August, and September. The reason August and September are kind of close right now is because we have a vacancy and we're hoping to get somebody to fill the vacancy and that we can discuss it and pass it on to the council. Rachel's gonna be publishing this info on the village website as well as on Facebook. Also, we have an opening, obviously, since Nate Summer resigned on the planning commission, so if anyone's interested, and Rachel's also gonna post that on Facebook. My second comment is as Maggie Mall, citizen of the village of Central Lake. As you know, several months ago, we had vandalism of the trees down by the gazebo, down by the city docks. One of the maple trees, branches were removed, and another one was completely cut down. I'd like the council to consider replacing the maple tree. Thank you.
Thank you. Ralph?
As usual, I'm here about the softball field again. I'm Ralph Hines. First of all, I'd like to thank the council for their continued support. The fence is incredible. Because of that, we were allowed to have district tournaments last year. We've also increased our activities with a Maris Spalding tournament, which brought 10 teams to town. It was just a great event. We actually used the Little League field and the softball field. And the comments about the softball field are overwhelming in how impressed people are the way it looks. You also allowed us to raise funds, and you committed yourselves to funds, but Chris Corbett and Atlas Electric donated putting speakers in the softball field. It came out great, and people, I mean, it's really turned into quite a complex. I'm here again on the keep improving the softball field note. What I'd like your permission to, first of all, to put in a warning track in the outfield. That would require more diamond dust, and we remove the grass. I'll donate all the time with my loader. Sam says that he would come up and help with his loader in the dump truck, whatever we need to get it done. Other than that, the diamond dust costs $2,500. And what I'd like your permission to do, if you'll let me put in a warning track, I'll start to try to raise money. And we've been real successful. The community steps behind us every time. Even the backstop was a huge expense, and the community stepped up and paid for half of that when you guys matched the other half of the backstop when the fence was put in. I think we can get the community to stand behind it again, but I need your permission before, I'm not gonna go to somebody and hit them up for money before I have your permission to make an improvement. So, that's where we're at right now, and hopefully we can raise the whole $2,500 and get it done. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Discuss it more then.
Any other public comment? Susie?
I would like to say thank you for putting this on the agenda for improvement to the tennis courts and basketball courts and stuff. I contacted Rachel probably, I don't know, a month or 6 weeks ago because there was a conflict. We didn't know who owned it, if it was the village or the school. And I would like to see that on the agenda because the Central Lake Chamber was approached about having like basketball, 3-on-3 basketball and stuff there. So I'm happy to see that on there, to see more activity up in that area.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
I just want to say that at the planning commission meeting last night, we also asked Maggie to be our chairperson, and she graciously accepted. So thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Melissa.
Congratulations, Maggie.
Well, congratulations. It took a lot. Thank you. Any other comment? Any closed public comment? Police report, Scott?
Thank you. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at this month's report. Pretty typical month. Kind of the highlights of the month were 4th of July went very well. It seems to go very well for us every year. It's a long day. We got a lot of help throughout the day. And you'll see by number 2 what I mean by help. usually every year, just as a reminder, places like Bel Air, Bel Air, Elk Rapids, they always send a car over to help us with our events, so we always send a car over to help them. Last month I sent, or actually went over there myself to help like Ellsworth, so we kind of all help each other out. So by having extra people here that we don't have to pay for and that know what to do and, in times of needs, it helps us out as far as taking care of everything that happens so big. So we've been very fortunate the last 6+ years I've been here. Hardly any complaints or any major problems for a busy day that it is. So, besides that, everything else is spelled out on here. And I think that we'll talk about a couple other things that are going on that we're working on here. So. Any questions? Thanks.
I got one, I don't know.
Okay.
Did we want to deal with the hiring of a flight officer? Where are we at in that process? Is it something you want us to work at tonight? I'm sorry, I just got back.
It's a good thing, but I'll talk about why we're talking about it. As of today, I've got 4 people that are very interested in it, and they're all 4 certified police officers. 2 happen to be retired police officers, 2 of them happen to be currently working police officers, so we kind of have a variety of it. I've only got, actually I don't have any of the applications back. They're all out, they haven't came back yet, so I would hope that within about a week or so, we can actually pull those in and look at them. It kind of depends on what we're looking for. I think it's important that when we find out who's all interested, that we talk to them and say, this is what we want as a village. We want somebody that's committed to at least 8 to 10 hours a week. We want you to focus specifically on the ordinance issues and stuff like that. And I think you and I had a conversation, Joe and I had a conversation, so that Bill and I, it'll be really hard for the first 4 or 5 months, I think, but it'll catch up with itself and we'll get onto a, what I think is a manageable level as far as the ordinances issues and stuff like that. The benefit about having a certified police officer as our enforcement officer is that when things slow down from time to time with the ordinance issues, they can just do normal patrol and stuff like that. So and it doesn't increase because we already had 3 part-time people, so this would be just another person that would fill a gap. And actually, one of the people, or actually a current employee that we have, just wants the extra hours, so we may actually go down in numbers of employees, but still keep at the same hours and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
but my goal is to hopefully within the next couple weeks look at those if they return. I'm assuming all 4 of them are coming back. Because I talked to each person individually, they all expressed a high interest in doing this. Maybe sit down with Bill and the law enforcement committee and just kind of walking through those and thinking what works best for our village and for us. And then maybe, we talked about this too, I mean, do you want to come back to the next board meeting and make a decision, or do you want us to just collectively make a decision?
We'll just put a note under old business and we'll talk about it then, about how we want to go through that process.
Okay. Well, it's no big deal here, I can do it either way. We can either drag it out till the next board meeting, and bring back a name for you guys, or we can just go ahead and make it. Regardless of what we do, unless it's one of our current employees, I don't have to do a background, it's real simple, just tell him to come to work more often. The other 3 is just a quick background, which takes about maybe a week or so to do, so it's not that difficult.
Okay, then we'll talk about that in old business and decide how we want to move forward.
Okay.
Any questions for Scott? Thank you, Scott. Sam, DPW?
Everybody should have a copy of DPW operations. Not a whole lot different, water readings were there, done, been billed out. The only one of the odd things on here is number 13. We took the plow truck over to Gaylord, the brakes are gone on it, and we tried to tear the wheel off, and my 3/4 inch impact wrench wouldn't even take the lug nuts off it. So at that point, I kind of said, I know what to do with this truck, so we took it over to Gaylord. Still, it's sitting over there getting brake job done on it right now. And number 16, the water bid that we had brought to the council last month. We showed you guys a water study, I believe. And I got that, I don't think you were here. 15, excuse me. I got the number wrong, that's all, 15. Anyways, I got the bid back from Elmer's. And the numbers come back quite shocking to me. And one of the things I realized was on 3 of the houses on Herrick Street that we are talking about doing directional bores to them houses, Elmer's come back with a bid of $45 a foot for a directional bore. Chase Bennington in Bel Air from Freedom Utilities can do it for $8 a foot. I had him in town last week and we went over it and looked at it. In all total, to do them bores and to hook them 3 water services to the new main in the house, in Elmer's bid would be about $39,000. And I believe if we paid Chase Bennington to do them 3 bores, which would be about $8,000, that we would have approximately $12,000 if the DPW hooked them 3 up themselves, total. So at this point, I would like to table that water project till next year, since we're so late in the year now, but authorize Chase Bennington to do them directional bores, so yet this fall, when I get a free day, we can run in there and hook them switch on water services over.
How many services was it?
3 of them.
3?
There's 3 of them for a total of close to 1,000 feet. And also in Elmer's bid, I got reading it, and it says they took the measurements off Google Earth. Well, Chase and me wheeled them off, and they're 330 feet. They only have 700 feet bid off Google Earth. Well, now if I do, and I know it's 330 feet to the very first one, Stedman's. And Caramelli's is 330 feet because it's right across from each other. So I know Elmer's would be billing us out for close to 1,000 feet because it says in here, measurements are took off Google Earth and you will be billed for actual footage. So that bill would go up to $45,000 just for the 3 bores.
We'll just pay off Google.
And I would like to have permission to hire Chase Bennington, Freedom Utilities, to do the directional bores at $8 a foot. And then when we get time, put them in. Hey, that's a cost savings to the village of just about $28,000 off the cost of that total project. That's a lot of money. That's it for my report. Any questions?
Any questions for Sam? Thank you, Sam. Campground, wow.
Well, we're busy all month of July, very busy. Since June 15th through today, we've been almost full. The last, we've been 6, 7 weeks. We're down to 21 units in there right now. We've got more coming in tomorrow and Saturday. We're going to be up to about 27, 28 units for this week again. So it's going. We had a lock break on the bathroom. Sam and I cut it off to get in the ladies' bathroom. And we proceeded to order 2 combination locks for the bathroom. We've got one installed, and I'll install the other one next week when it's a little bit quieter.
Those were the coders ones?
Colder.
Yes.
That worked out real nice?
Yeah, I think they're gonna work out all right once we get them programmed like they should be and so forth. I think they're gonna work all right. They're electronic, battery operated.
I have all the information on so that if we do our other bathrooms down the road in that grant, we can order the same type of locks. Excuse me.
So, other than that, cutting grass, cleaning fire pits and so forth, I've been busy, very busy.
Well, the park's looking great, Lon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Lon? Thank you, Lon. Rachel, village administrator.
Bear with me, I'm not used to talking in front of big groups of people. Other than the everyday paying bills and writing paychecks and answering phones, it's been pretty busy. The audit is back, everything's good. There's gonna be some minor changes in the recording of the utility billing. All the ordinances have been published, they are enforceable. All the bank recs are up to date. As far as the lot next to Alden State Bank, we have the deed, it has been signed. The boardwalk, I have done all the research pin down all the family members, and I just need to get all their contact information and send that over to the attorney. The water billing readings are done, and I'm in the middle of printing the bills, so they'll be going out next week. I attended the DDA meeting, and Corey, I guess, will be speaking about what happened there.
Any questions for Rachel? Thank you. Corey, DDA.
I'll give you a brief list of projects we're working on right now. Downtown development plan is coming along. 4 of us met a little over a month ago to put something together there. Hopefully at this next meeting we can have something to present and start showing. We're currently trying to get towards working on our TIF plan. We're currently also working on the open space downtown, the space between Mission Computers and Patent Insurance. That project's, I don't have an ETA on it, but it should be soon. Chris Corbett's heading that up. 2 members of the DDA and 1 member of the chamber attended the Michigan Main Street training last Tuesday, where we got lots of very good information. One of the things that came out of that is to make sure that the DDA has a good working relationship with the village council, and so hopefully we can be added to the agenda every month and give some kind of report. And then the last meeting, we also appointed Nancy Bridges to a 4-year term. We're hoping that that'll be a recommendation we recommend it to the village council, and hopefully they'll approve that. Nancy's relatively new to the area. She's been here since, I want to say last fall, and she has 8 years in grant writing experience and served on many different boards. According to, she wrote us a short bio, I don't know if they ended up getting that. Her and her husband have written over $4.7 million worth of grants. And that is all I have for right now.
Any questions for Corey? Thank you, Corey. Correspondence. I have a couple that I know of. First one is the notice for the Michigan Municipal League annual meeting. I won't read the whole thing, but honestly, it's a couple pages long. The meeting is scheduled for 1:15 a.m. on Thursday, October 16th in the Lakes Ballroom at the Northern Michigan University. It's held for the following purpose: election of trustees, vote on the core legislative principles document. If the League Board of Trustees has presented any resolutions to the membership, they will also be voted on. Designation of voting delegates, election of trustees, statements of policies and resolutions, posting of proposed resolutions and core legislative principles. So, I have that. Anybody's interested in going, let me know. The second one is from the Michigan Municipal League. Dear League member, we want to thank you for your continued commitment to the Michigan Municipal League. Enclosed is your 2014-15 membership certificate, which we hope you will display proudly. It is because of your support that the League is able to advocate successfully for communities across Michigan. The League is the one clear voice for Michigan communities. We are here to aid you through our legislative and judicial advocacy, our educational opportunities for elected and appointed officials, and our many service offerings. We hope you will take full advantage of our League membership by exploring all that we have to offer. And then below that, they give you their contact information. Any questions on that? I have that. And the only other things I had was through the audit, which Rachel touched on, which went really good. Always minor recommendations, always the same minor recommendations, and we always come out fine, so I'm glad. Thanks for keeping everything in order. I think it went great. That is all I have for correspondence. Any questions? Committee reports. Rob?
Let's see, lights, nothing going on with that. Sidewalks, I put a handout in front of the door there. Just a breakdown, if somebody wanted to replace 100 feet of sidewalk in front of their residence, what the cost would be, and the exact breakdown of how much it would cost that homeowner, because again, with insurance, we have to take sidewalks out, and there was some question as to if his homeowner wanted to do it on their own, how much it would cost. So Sam and I sat down, and we line itemed it, and it's there for you. And to replace 100 feet of sidewalk at 5 feet wide is $1,421.50. And we're gonna keep this on file with Rachel, so that way, if anybody asks, they have it right there, and if they can measure out their own lot and determine if it's something that would be applicable to them. Streets, Sam touched on water. We really can't move on streets until the water lines and borings are in. We don't want to start putting down new pavement and then go in a directional bore and undermine the road and crack the road. So as soon as we start the directional bores and those are completed, then we can start looking at paving or resurfacing, I should say, Herrick and Bradford Street. So at this point, we're on hold until we get that project all done, sewn up and out of the way. Because I don't want trucks and everything else driving on a newly paved road and having it tore up. That's it.
Any questions for Rob? Just one quick question. Number 4 on your labor cost.
Yep.
It says 8 days at $73 per day. That's actually.
I think it's 8 hours.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8 hours, thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to ask that one. I was gonna wait till later.
We were cheap. Not that
No,
cheap.
no reflection here.
No, we didn't.
I actually was
Thank
thinking
you.
it
I will
was 3
fix
guys
that.
in a day's labor, but okay.
I'll fix that and submit it to Rachel, thank you.
Cross that one off the list. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Denise, water and sewer?
Thanks, Sam's got it under control. I don't, anything else you need to talk about, Sam? We're good?
Any questions? Thank you. Bill, law enforcement?
Chief talked about the part-time, and we had a windshield that had chipped in on a patrol car, and got that in, and working on the grant for a new patrol car for next year, 15, and the possibility of getting anywhere from 40 to 55% grant. That's all I got.
Any questions for Bill? Thank you, Bill. Rod, communications?
Thank you, Rachel. We have the ability now to take the video from the meetings instead of just YouTubing it, so everybody has to search for it. It will actually be going right to the Central Lake Village Council website. There'll be a tab on there. You'll be able to go in and watch the minutes once they're downloaded.
Any questions for Rod? Thank you, Rod.
Like, touch on base for that, just saying, I worked with Rachel a little bit here this last week on it, and our initial thoughts is to take where the old audio used to be, remove the audio, put the video, so it'll now be your minutes and then video beside that instead of audio. I believe Rachel has already uploaded one that we did a while ago, and we'll now move a little forward quicker with that.
She's in the process of uploading on Monday.